The best color correction doesn't exist. Yes, even if you did it so badly, you can easily justify it by saying, I see it this way, and going into the sunset as a free and independent artist. But if you came to this video to know how to make a color that will be pleasing to the eye of your viewers, then watch this video to the end because I will show you the basic rules of color correction, basic principles, and life hacks so that your viewers enjoy every second of your video. My name is Arthur Weiner. This is the Movavi vlog, and let's go! In color science, there is a type of color correction called teal and orange. It's also named as the blockbuster color correction because of its popularity in many films. And many consider it a trend set by Hollywood, and that's why everyone's using it now. Especially Michael Bay in Transformers stood out with this technique where the skin tones are really orange and the background is really blue. But this whole trend didn't develop just because some guys in Hollywood wanted to do it for fun. Hollywood just started having fun with this technique on a grand scale and brought it to the mass audience. Hence, now we have the name Hollywood color correction. But in fact, there is a strong logic and even history in this. The main reason why this type of color correction has become popular is contrast, and not contrast in brightness, but color contrast. If you look at the color circle, orange is exactly on the opposite side relative to turquoise, which is why they look good together. The contrast always looks cool. If you talk to any artist, he will tell you that depth is important. Depth and contrast is the most important thing in almost any picture. We always have to focus the viewer's attention on something important, and creating contrast is one of the best ways to do this. For example, even in this video, the skin tones are quite warm, orange, because I'm not an alien with green skin, and the background is cold and it's darker than my face. And now let's go back to the past and look at this picture. It's almost the same because the artist wanted us to look at them, or rather at this guy, because his face is lit up more than others and other people are looking in his direction, and in addition he looks at the viewer, all for the sake of our focus. There are several techniques used here for emphasis, but among them there is an orange-blue contrast. It's just not so noticeable here. But still, why teal and orange? Why not green and purple? Everything comes from the fact that we're human beings and our skin is about the same color. Someone has it darker, someone has it lighter, but the skin color of each person lies in the same orange area. Yes, regardless of the skin tone, we get the same color range. From here, they started thinking, okay, we have orange, what do we have there in contrast? Yeah, blue. It's just that over time someone began to amplify this effect and it turned into a trend. And a slight enhancement of this effect makes it possible to make the image better as a whole. This is the color contrast. Due to the fact that the background is bluer and the skin tones are more orange, it becomes easier for us to focus on the person in the shot, which is the most important thing. If we, let's say, create a video on YouTube where the YouTuber talks to the camera, the focus should be on him and not on some object in the background. To do this color correction, we need to open up the Movavi Video Editor. Movavi Video Editor Plus and new overlay effects can be a great help not just with editing, but improving your content. Movavi Video Editor Plus will help you create videos quickly with no need for the latest top-of-the-line computer. Its intuitive interface includes a lot of presets for achieving a nice looking picture in just a few clicks. And new overlay effects aren't just about bright flares, noises, and distortions. They'll help you create a unique color scheme in your videos. Recently, the new digital and dazzle overlay packs have been added to the Effects Store collection. These packs may give you even more space for creativity and making engaging clips, bold B-rolls, intros, and even transitions. The annual subscription to Movavi Video Editor Plus and all of free overlay packs are available at 15% off by the link below. Hit the link to get right to the special offer and feel free to share it with your friends. And first we need to adjust the brightness and light contrast of the image. You can do this in the section with manual color correction. Brightness, contrast, highlights, gamma, and shadows. Here you need to have fun and choose what is best for you. You will not find the exact value because it depends on the setting of the shot, the lighting, and the camera settings. But I think this looks fine. And in the Movavi Video Editor, there is a section called LUT, With its help, you can make the most detailed color correction. But what exactly is this LUT? LUT stands for lookup table. Without going into the exact translation and calculations, this is the mathematical process of turning one palette of colors into another. And yes, you guessed it right, people call it filters, and now almost every one of you does it almost every day on your smartphone. If you use such files on a computer, they will work with almost any photo and video editing program. This is an upside, but the downside is that you cannot dive into the details and adjust the color to the smallest detail. For example, in the Movavi video editor, you can find several built-in LUTs, throwing which you can add a certain style to the image. Here, by the way, the drama LUT creates a rich teal and orange style. If you want to edit this style, then go to the manual color correction and tweak the settings. Here I want to raise the shadows a little, shift the tint slightly and lower the saturation a little so that the result is not so vibrant. Remember that not all LUTs will be perfect for your shot. Some will create real magic instantly, and some are better to use as a starting point and play around with the settings. And you will mostly find LUTs in three formats: 3DL, Cube, and Look, depending on your program, but often Cube is suitable for many. Movavi video editor supports Cube. To add a LUT, just click on this plus sign on the right and select the desired LUT from the computer. On the web, you can find many different LUT packs. The main thing here is to choose what is right for you. In the Movavi FX store, there are several sets with LUTs, for example, this movie scene. After downloading, these LUTs will appear in the LUT window, obviously. And I found this LUT for my camera, which converts a picture taken in a flat S-Log-free profile on a Sony camera into Rec. 709, that is, into natural colors with realistic contrast. And also this LUT adds a style, as if it was shot on the Alexa camera. My LUT works almost instantly because I found by trial and error what suits me perfectly. Sometimes you only need to modify the picture with manual color correction. But going back to teal and orange color correction, it also helps to create depth. You can do this by blurring out the background or creating a contrast by the brightness difference between the foreground and background. But if there is a problem with this, then the color contrast will help or even strengthen these techniques. Also, interestingly, yellow and blue, in addition to color contrast, have the strongest contrast in brightness compared to other contrasting colors. Of course, it depends on the project and the atmosphere that you want to convey in color. For example, in the Revenant movie, the image is quite gloomy and with low saturation, but it's still an orange-blue contrast, just not as noticeable as in the Transformers. That is, we can still increase or decrease the saturation, take the skin tones a little closer to yellow or a little closer to red, but not very far, otherwise it will start to become unnatural. If we move the tones far into yellow or green, then the viewer may think that this person is sick, and if far into red or purple, then mutant or alien. Probably. When I first started, I didn't think much about the science of color. I just did everything intuitively. For example, it looks cool, I leave the shadows green, and in this shot it's even cooler, I'll make the shadows red. But in fact, this makes no sense because, again, it reduces the contrast if we make the shadows purple. The most obvious example, if we take a purple background and a green dot, then it will stand out very much because these are complementary colors. But if the dot is turquoise, then it will no longer stand out so much because it's closer to purple. Everyone has their own taste, everyone has different projects, so there is no right or wrong way to color correct. Someone will make very saturated tones and someone will make calmer tones, and they will both be right. The main thing is not to forget that we all have orange skins and that it should somehow contrast with something blue. So the next time you do color correction of your project, stick to the science, stick to the logic, and everything will work out. Do not annoy your audience with strange colors that just don't work and go against logic. And also subscribe to the channel if you haven't already, smash the like button, and see you in the next one.